Hello there, everyone. We are popping in for a reading for whoever needs a message right now. These are readings that I do on an ad hoc basis. They are timeless readings, so whenever you see them is when you're meant to see it. All right, and hopefully there is a message here for you that you need, most importantly right now. I'm going to pull one card from this Carl Gray's Gateway of Light to Activation Oracle, and then maybe we do some clarification here with the mermaids and dolphins. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so there's a card that's facing upwards. Palladian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens and resolution. There's somebody here with me right now in spirit who has a strong message for somebody with regards to this resolution. There's been some unrest or some disharmony in maybe a family or a friend group or something like this, maybe just within yourself, and you can't really put your finger on it, figure out what's going on. There's been a lot of tumultuous kind of energy, and I think that is happening within yourself as well as in your environment, okay, whether that's just your immediate environment at home or whatever the case is, but it's like this disruption. And I feel like when I look at this particular card now, this looks almost like this has exploded in some way, and I feel like this is how this situation is felt. But from this explosion, there's going to be some kind of harmony. So if this, for instance, had exploded like a star initially, it could just seem random. But these things have not happened randomly. These things have happened because certain things needed to be sorted out, or certain things needed to come back into balance. And you see how beautiful and symmetrical and harmonious this looks now. Okay, also the message is coming in for somebody here that you don't always need to be shining like the brightest star, okay? You don't need to always be doing the most or giving the most, or for some of you it will maybe be the center of attention even. I feel as if there's a message here to say it's okay, and it's actually more empowering and seen in a better light for you to sometimes do things gracefully and take a step back gracefully. And sometimes that is seen more than somebody who's trying to be seen. Okay, I don't know who this is for, but it's almost as if it's for some of you, I feel like it's a time for you to just take a step back for your own good because you've been doing too much. I feel for some as well, it's like you don't need to always be the person who's doing everything for everybody. You don't always need to be the person who's taking charge of a situation or in a leadership role with something. It's okay to take a step back and let others maybe help you. This is not necessarily just from like an arrogance perspective. It's like let other people help you, or let somebody else take charge for change, or let someone else, host that lunch, or put up the decorations for a function. I'm getting Christmas vibes here for somebody too, You don't always have to be doing everything or having it at your place or whatever, especially if you feel like you are overwhelmed in some way. Delegate, allow others to help you, or just take a step back. My grandfather comes to mind, who was a very strong energy. He was a very strong energy. If he walked into a room, people noticed him. But he never gossiped. He never argued. He never gave his opinion. He gave you his opinion if you asked for advice. And if at the 11th hour he thought that you were going to make a big mistake, he would say to you, "Are you sure about this?" But he never said a bad word about anybody. We would rant and rave about people we were upset with, and he would say to us, he would just hold up his hand. In other words, stop, you don't need to be doing this. And this is what I feel like this kind of energy is. It's like he was so seen, he was so respected. Everybody revered him and had so much respect for him. And it was because he wasn't always the one who shouted the loudest. It was because he wasn't the one who got involved in the gossip. It's because he didn't want to always be the center of attention and always be the one that everybody noticed. He would sit quietly, he would observe, he was wise, and he spoke when he needed to speak. And he did something when somebody asked him to do it or asked for his help, and he never said no. He was always very honorable. He's somebody that I model my life um, to, because I feel like he had so much integrity, and he was such an honorable person that I tried to emulate that into my own life, and I failed dismally very regularly because I have so much more to learn and so many times more to try to get it right. But this is what this is talking about. It's like you don't always have to be trying to prove yourself. You don't always have to be trying to do everything for everybody. And you also can't get upset when it's not seen or when it's not appreciated. But to take a step back or take a very graceful approach to something is going to have the best results. So I don't know if somebody here has someone else who's passed as well who might have given you that advice, but I feel like this is what they're trying to impart here. Let's see what other messages come through. What else do we need to know for this reading, please? Thank you. Pay attention. Notice repetitious signs in your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. Okay, your inner guidance, your repetitious signs. Pay attention. We can't pay attention if we're always busying ourselves with things. If we're always the one speaking, we can't listen. Okay, so it's asking you to be more quiet, more attentive, more observant with what's going on around you, and this is going to be most constructive. Pay attention. Notice repetitious signs in your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. What else, please? Anything else? Whoops, there we go. Break free. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. All right, so this is a time very much, generally speaking as well, where we can embrace being a different version of ourselves. We do not have to be the person that we always were. And with the current energies around, that is very prevalent and very much encouraged. To change who you are, to change what you like, to change the clothes you wear if that's what you want. Okay, and if you have felt like you always need to do and be and go and provide, maybe there's a different version of you that needs to come through in your life now as you move into a different chapter. Anything else, please? I think that might be it. Yep, that's it. The bottom of the deck says, blessed change, a major life change brings you great blessings. You see how she's upside down. She's looking at the things from a different perspective. She's doing something different. And this is a happy change because she's smiling. She's very happy to be doing something different, to look at something from a different angle. Whether you believe in the Palladians or whatever your belief system is around this, I think that this comes through for people in very different ways. Maybe you are into the Palladian belief systems and stuff like that. I feel for some of you, this is somebody who's passed that's trying to bring you this message. Whether they were like this or not, they're telling you this is the best way to proceed. Okay, break free of who you feel like people think you should be or who you think you should be. It's time to get rid of that. It's time to close that chapter. It's time to be a different version of yourself that is going to open up other doors for you. Okay, and with that, I leave you with that message, and I hope that this is going to be helpful. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.